We all know what trees look like, we know what their deal is. But the truth be told, no two trees are alike. Some of them are more strange than Steven. Some trees look like they've been ripped out of the combined imagination of Tim Burton, Guillermo del Toro, and H.P. Lovecraft, and the trees in this video. Well, they're even more weird than that. Number 8. The Angel Oak Tree. The Angel Oak Tree is located about 12 miles away from Charleston, South Carolina. This is one of the oldest living oak trees in the South and is considered a real gem in the heart of this historical area. More than 40,000 people visit the Angel Oak each year, and they marveled at its age and beauty. Believed to be around 400 years old, Angel Oak has had a long while to grow. So this remarkable tree has reached 66.5 feet tall, which is approximately the height of a 6-story building. The trunk of the mighty oak tree is a tubby circumference of 28 feet, and her longest branch measures 187 feet long. So the tree is kind of a big deal. Oh, and one other thing, Angel Oak is said to be haunted. Yes, the tree is bound up in the history of slavery in the area. The legend goes that the bodies of slaves were hung from its branches and vultures would then feast upon them. This is what people believe to cause the curse on the tree in the first place. There's also a story that it was sacred Native American ground, and it's led many people to believe that the place is deeply spiritual, and that ghostly figures can be seen congregating around its base. Charleston, South Carolina is one of the most haunted places in America and has a ghost story for almost every single one of their historical places. The Angel Oak is at once beautiful, and moving its ancient branches may indeed connect us to times of past and people who have sat in its shade and lived and died beside of it. And that's what a truly amazing place can do after all. Number 7. Juniper trees. The juniper tree is a hardy evergreen tree that can be found all across the northern hemisphere. There are around 60 to 70 species of junipers, and they're all extremely adaptable, seemingly able to thrive in a whole bunch of different climates and terrains. That sort of blind herring like I need love. From arid deserts to high mountain ranges, junipers have needle-like leaves which are generally colored green, blue, green, or silver blue, and they often produce small and fleshy cones or berry-like structures. These cones are used to propagate new juniper trees and are also a great source of food for a lot of wildlife, which includes birds and mammals. So for humans, the juniper is used for the production of juniper berries, which are not really true berries but modified kinds of cones. Juniper berries have a weird and slightly spicy flavor, and they are used as flavoring in all sorts of food and drink, most famously perhaps in the production of gin. Juniper trees also have nice aromatic wood and essential oils, which have been used in traditional medicine and as a fragrance in perfumes and cosmetics. As well as these practical things, the juniper has also been part of a various amount of traditions in different cultures. They've been associated with protection, purification, and warding off evil spirits, but they also play a vital role in stabilizing soils, preventing erosion, and providing habitat and food for wildlife, which makes them an essential part of many ecosystems, and that is no doubt the true source of their popularity all throughout history. Number 6. Ceiba pen tendril. One of the largest trees in the American tropics, the silk cotton tree has long been of great significance in the lives of people who live within the region. These massive deciduous trees are fast-growing and regularly reach heights of 80 feet or more, the largest one being measuring at 240 feet tall. The name of the tree is derived from the fruits that it bears. These oval-shaped fruits contain a lot of seeds, which are surrounded by a dense pad of cotton-like fibers. When the fruits ripen, these fibers will then rain down from the trees, thus giving the trees the name of silk cotton in Asia. The stuff is known as kapok and is used in many different ways, often as insulation and padding in quilts and flotation devices, or for pillows and mattresses, as well as the fibers. The tree's flowers are considered to be an important source of nectar for bees and bats. It's actually the bats that do most of the pollinating of these night-blooming trees. And then there are the additional folklore elements that surround the tree. Its bark is used in a traditional aphrodisiac concoction, and the tree is featured heavily in ancient Mayan mythology. The tree is still considered to be sacred in some places in South America today. Number 5. Baobab tree trees. The Baobab tree can grow to become absolutely massive. These colossal things can actually grow to be over 100 feet tall and may have trunks with a diameter as fat as 33 feet. That's a sizable waistband measurement indeed, native to the island of Madagascar, to the mainland continent of Africa, and also to Australia. This tree is one of the classic shapes on the African landscape in particular. These large and interestingly shaped trees can also be found in many parts of Asia, where they've been introduced over time. These trees may grow to be very old. There's a tree in Madagascar which has been named Grandmother, and she is estimated to be a remarkably spry 1,600 years old. This tree is a useful and valuable source of food. Both the leaves and the fruit of the tree are edible, and they're often used in cooking as leaf vegetables. The fruit of the tree varies in flavor depending upon the species, and for example, the white pith of the tree in Australia has a tart citrus flavor known to taste like sherbet. In Angola, the dried fruit of the tree is often boiled and then used for juice and desserts. But in Zimbabwe, the fruit is often eaten fresh or even stirred into porridge and then added into drinks. Number 4, Hikomako. Kokomako is a red cedar conifer tree from New Zealand. The evergreen tree belongs to the cypress family and has slender, upright growth and lovely smelling wood. It's delightful, I'm sure, but what else can it do? Well, they seem like regular tree things to me. This tree can reach 100 feet tall and have narrow needle-like leaves that are dark green and arranged in flattened sprays. Their bark is reddish-brown and will peel off in lovely satisfying strips to reveal a smooth surface underneath. The wood of the tree is highly valued for its durability and fine grain. And as a result of this, it's a sought-after material for construction, furniture, and even boat building. This tree is considered sacred by the indigenous people of New Zealand, and there are many beliefs that surround it. But mainly they just involve spiritual and healing properties. Pretty important stuff. Its bark is often used in traditional medicines as well as ceremonially and of course as a tree. It has a massively important role to the natural environment as well. It is a home and food source for many native birds and mammals as well as a whole boatload of insects. But unfortunately, like many things we see today, it is at risk. The tree is under threat by everything from introduced pests and diseases to habitat loss from encroaching human activity. Number 3, the silver birch. The silver birch's elegant appearance and striking white bark, which peels in thin papery layers, gives it a silvery gray sheen. And that, my friends, is where its name comes from, because this tree is very pretty and unusually colored. People like to plant it for all of the usual ornamental reasons. Silver birch trees generally grow up to about 50-80 feet, with a slender pyramid-type shape when young, and they gradually develop to a more rounded canopy as they get older. The leaves are small and green and serrated, turning a beautiful golden yellow in the fall, which provides a stunning display of autumn foliage for all of those leaf papers. Lots of animals, birds, and insects make their home in these trees. It's especially important for a European peacock butterfly larva, such a glamorous job, but someone has to do it. The wood has been used for generations to make everything from floors to furniture and even paper, and in Nordic countries. The silver birch is associated with many myths and legends believed to have some properties that connect it to renewable purification and protection. Number 2, the quarry tree. The quarry tree is an iconic coniferous species that is native to New Zealand and one of the world's largest and longest-lived trees, and holds immense ecological, cultural, and historical significance. They grow to a colossal size, with some of them reaching 160 feet and a trunk diameter exceeding 16 feet. Some of these trees are estimated to be over 1,000 years old, which makes them amongst the longest living trees on Earth. Their timber is highly prized for its quality and durability, and has been used for various purposes, including shipbuilding, construction, and carving. These days, the tree faces threats from soil-borne pathogens which cause quarry dieback disease. Strict biosecurity measures are being implemented to combat this threat while preserving the tree for the future. Number 1, the Eureka palm tree. The Eureka palm, or butterfly palm, or even bamboo palm, is a palm tree from Madagascar and other places in the Indian Ocean. These palms typically grow to be 6 or 7 feet indoors, and are used for a lot of landscaping stuff, but they can also reach 20 feet when planted in their natural outdoor habitat. These plants, sometimes in the smaller houses and yards that we have, they have a distinctive tropical look that you would imagine when you think of palm tree, and they're really good at purifying the air. They're effective at removing indoor pollutants such as formaldehyde, benzene, and others. And I'm now worried why there's even formaldehyde just randomly in the air in my place. I best go buy a palm tree for myself that'll definitely fit in my tiny house. Well, that's all from the world of amazing trees. Which one blew you away the most? Let me know all about it in the comments section down below. Check out the other cool things on the screen, and I'll see you next time.